Hello, everyone. My name is Katie, and welcome to Greenland Quilter. You have me and Nikolaj tonight. We don't have a guest tonight. So, Nikolaj is going to be working on his
corner garage.
Yeah. And you said something that you thought that you probably would be able to finish it tonight.
Yeah, I hope so too on that part.
So, which is, I think, is outstanding. So then he will. Hey, Rita. Then what he'll do is when he finishes that on our next live, which will be tomorrow night, you're going to probably start on the jazz club tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, cut it out, girl.
Yeah, she's talking. So anyway, yeah. So he's going to continue on with his corner garage, and then I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping at the beginning of the live, and then talk about what we're going to do tonight. But I wanted to talk about tomorrow night, so we're going to do that too. Okay. So anyhow, hey, Lori, welcome. So he's going to go ahead and continue on with his corner garage. Okay. And when he gets it finished, he's going to show you the whole thing. So anyway, okay, so I wanted to talk about a couple things. Tonight, what we're going to do is tonight is Scrappy Thursday. That means that I will be taking all of these scraps. I have more scraps. And more scraps. So I have a lot of scraps. Actually, this is not even a part of it. But what I'm going to do tonight is we are going to do some more string sewing. But also what I'm going to do is I'm going to take probably one of these or maybe two of these, possibly. And I'm going to use some solid batik because these are batiks. And we are going to make half square triangles with this string the way it is. And I'll show you how to do that. This is I think this is a 6-inch or a 6.5 inch. Let me measure it real quick to see. 6-inch. So I'll be taking this and turning it into, I'll cut because I have plenty of, larger pieces of scrappy scraps, and what I'll do is I'll cut a 6-inch square, and we are going to make half square triangles out of this. Or I could do a 4-patch block. Maybe I'll start out with a 4-patch block so I can keep it simple for you guys, and then we'll go from there on doing all of this, and I'll show you how I sew it onto not fusible. This is sew on very extreme lightweight fusible stuff. You can use newspaper if you want to. You can use clean paper piecing paper, which I actually have a big pack of that I got from Fat Quarter Shop. And yeah, so we're going to start on that. So, but I wanted to talk about tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, which is the 8th, because I was sick last week. Shonda was supposed to be on my live last Friday, and when she saw that I had posted about being sick and I was thinking about having the live, she sent me an email and she says, you know, you really should take the night off and not come on because I still had a fever. So, and she said that she would just come on the next live, so she should be with us tomorrow night. Sewing with us, and she's going to just be working on whatever she wants to work on. Tomorrow night we're going to start. I'm going to start the first block tutorial out of this 1,000. It's called Quilt Makers 1,000 Blocks. It's a collection of quilt blocks from today's top designers. Now I'm taking most of my blocks from back here where it's just piecing. Eventually we may work our way into a little bit of foundation paper piecing. But I'm trying to keep it to where you can piece. Now, if you have the book, then you already have the measurements. If you don't, the only thing I can do is, what I will do is try seeing if there's free patterns online for these names of these blocks. They might not be, but at least I can show you how to make the block. So what I did is I posted a poll on my community tab as well as my Greenland Quilter. With the 4 blocks that I have pulled out of the book. And For those who have the book, I'll post the page number and the block number they came off of. But I have printed these out in black and white, but you also saw color pictures over on the community tab. And if you want to, we can go over there and have a quick look at that. So you'll see what we're talking about. So what I'm doing is I'm letting y'all vote, and then I will, and you're also commenting on why you chose that block. And then I'll go after the live tonight. I'm going to go and read everybody's comments again, along with formulate where we are percentage-wise on what was the highest voted one. And then now if I went based on the highest percentage, that will end up with probably the way it's looking right now, it looks like the above and beyond block is going to be the main one. But then I've been reading a lot of the comments, and some comments have been saying that, you know, they want to do that really big block, or that block that has all that intricate stuff in it. But then someone made a comment, more than one person has actually, that maybe we start out with a beginner block to start with so that you can see how my tutorials work. I won't be able to give you measurements unless you go and buy this book. I do not have an affiliate link for this book. You might, I went and looked on Amazon and I couldn't find the book, but it's being sold other places. So, yeah, but I will spend some time after the live tonight and see if by some chance I can actually find a free copy of these blocks. So there's 4 blocks. So let me share the screen with you guys. Frank says, hi, Nico. Didn't see you there at first.
Hi, Frank.
And hey, Frank, I'm glad to see you. How's Florida going, and how's the weather there? And Frank says, hi, Katie and all in the chat. Paid the rent on my way in. Hit that thumb. Yeah, so he hit that thumbs up. Katie, your poll is not working, or maybe it's just me. Yeah, there's something wrong with the poll. I might have to start all over again. Let me end it and reset it. I don't know. No, the poll here in the chat. There's something wrong with it, because when I tried to mess with it, it wouldn't let me do anything. So let me do that again. All right. The question was, if you could only choose 2 color combinations, which one would you choose? Now, I just randomly picked colors that I saw in QuiltCon. I saw red and white quilts. I saw yellow and purple and teal, actually, which was 3 colors. But we're just going to go with yellow and purple because so many people, for whatever reason, don't like either color. Black and white. And another one with yellow in it, which is going to be turquoise and yellow. Now, I wish I could add more to this. I could do 3 colors, but let's start with 2 colors. And then the next time I do another color poll, we'll add 3, a combination of 3 with these colors we've already talked about. Because when I went to QuiltCon, one of the things that I saw that I didn't know worked well together was when I saw 5 or 6 rows, and it was a community challenge that this Quilt Guild did, and they can only use yellow, purple, and teal. Now, I know turquoise and yellow and purple can go together, but I did not know you could put teal with purple. So, yeah, there's that. So, what I might do the next go around is we'll add 3 colors and see what your thoughts are on it. So I just reset the poll. So go back up there and do that poll, and I'll leave that poll running until it's time for us to go. Rita wants to know, you want the free handouts for paper piecing for that book for all the templates? No. I have the CD for this, but I'm probably not even going to, if I do a paper piecing block as a tutorial, it'd just be show you how to do it. What I'm saying is these 4 blocks that I had in the poll, which was railroad crossing, nested bear paw, French twist, and I'll show them to you in just a minute. And what was the other one? The other one was called something else. Trusting, where are you? You're here. It's French twist. Oh, it seems I'm missing a printout. Okay, let's go over. No, here it is. The other one was called Above and Beyond. Here it is. I found it. Never mind. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the community tab and show you what the blocks look like in color. Because I can show you in the book, but it's easier since I already took a picture of it from the book, so you can have it. Hey, the Bud Files, welcome, welcome. If you have a channel, don't forget to use !Selfie to share your channel link. All right, let me go ahead and share this. Well, let's bring up the screen first. Got to go hunt it. So let me come over here to my. All right. We're going to go to YouTube, and then we're going to go to the community tab on my YouTube channel. Post. Okay, and then I'll be able to show you these blocks. All right. Now I'm going to share the screen, and I won't be able to see the chat. Honey, can you? Oh, we forgot to bring the laptop in here, didn't we?
Yep, but I don't have spot for the laptop though.
No, because it looks like the table's full right now. Okay. What was I going to do? Share the screen. That's what I was going to do. Okay, sorry guys. I'm going to click on share, and then I'm going to share what we're going to look at so that you can get an idea of these 4 blocks people have been voting on. Can you see the screen, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 4 blocks here. The first one is called Above and Beyond. The second one is called the Bear Paw. The third one is called Railroad Crossing, and the fourth one is French Twist. I posted the pictures here on the community tab as well as my Facebook Greenland Quilter group. I wanted to get feedback to see what would be most interesting for you guys to want to see the first tutorial on. I will go online and see if there's, by some slim chance, there's a freebie pattern for them, maybe. But in the book, I can't give you the measurements. But if you watch, you probably will figure it out yourself anyway, you know, especially if you're good at this. Okay, I'll click on, let me see if it'll let me click on the pictures. No, it won't. Of course not. So the above and beyond, which is in this, if you have this book, it'll be on page 491. So, because I know some of you actually have this book. And I could tell you a little bit about the pattern. 491. So this is by a designer called Chris Hoover of Whirligig Designs, which it actually has a website, which is World. Let me take this off. Let's close, stop the share, and then I'll type some of this information in the chat. Okay, this first block, the one called Above and Beyond, because you might can just go look yourself. Above and Beyond. And it's by Whirligig Designs. Okay, and you can go have a look there and see if by some chance that block's there. You're doing, if you did it the way they did it, they used a white, a light teal, and a medium teal, and a yellow and a dark blue to do it. And it mostly consists of half square triangles. A big majority of it is half square triangles. There is a 3/4, it looks like 3/4, could be like flying geese almost. It's on the bottom part of that. So let me show you what I'm talking about. That's what the block looks like before you set it up. And what I'll do is I'll cut it out, everything I need, and then we're going to do 2 sections on the live. I already have 2 sections tested. I'll have already sewn 2 pieces of it, but I'll leave 2 where I sew each set together so you can see how to do it. It'll just depend on which one. It's the same thing with this railroad crossing. When I saw the name of it, I was kind of like, wow, it does look like a railroad crossing. But if you look at the quilt pattern, that they actually made a quilt out of it. I don't want to get any copyright infringement here, so that's why I'm not showing you much. See, this is the block for the railroad crossing, but then look at the pattern. It's interesting looking. Okay, and then the next one is, this one's above and beyond. This is the one that a lot of people are voting on. This one does not show a quilt pattern for it, but this is the units, how it looks. So this is, any beginner can actually do this. It's just a matter of making sure that you sew these quarter triangles together properly. Okay, sorry. French twist is on page 498. Railroad crossing is on 494. Above and beyond is on 491. And the nested beer paw is on page 494 also. It's on the same page with the railroad crossing. So 2 of these blocks are on the same page. And this is the nested bear paw. So it's mostly half square triangles and a couple some rectangles, 4 looks like, and some squares. Pretty simple. And I can see why people are saying this would make a great beginner to make, along with the railroad crossing one, because the railroad crossing is very simple to look at. There's not too much extra stuff going into that. Okay. But I will go online and see if by some slim chance these blocks are somewhere as a freebie. You never know. You know, they may have been released, because this book was published, I think, in 2015, because I think I have I either have a second edition or a first edition. Yeah, this was 2015. And somewhere on here it says what edition it is. I don't know. I saw it before, but I can't find it now. But if you need the ISB, let me give you the information for this book. So if you have trouble finding it, you might find somewhere to actually buy it. The book cost me $30. So in this current environment, it may be a few dollars more, but it's well worth it, because if you can get it new, it'll come with a CD in it, and it has templates that you can print out. Because so this book, let me explain how this book is set up. It's set up in categories. And it also, at the beginning of the book, it shows you pictures of the blocks that are in this book. Okay. And there's 1,000 blocks in here, and it has an introduction, and then is divided into sections. You have a section called applique blocks, then you have foundation piece blocks, then you have mixed technique blocks, piece blocks, and then it has settings and yardage, and then it has an index of all the designers of these blocks. You can also, from the quilt maker, there is a website. And that's where you can also go visit that. And let me type that web address in there because you might find the book even there. And it says they also have other great books too. So you can go to www.quiltandsewshop.com and you can look at their books there also. Okay. So that's what I'll be doing a tutorial on tomorrow based on everybody's vote. So if you haven't voted yet, go over to either the community tab or the Greenland Quilter Facebook group and vote. But I need you to comment on why you chose the block because I'm also going to be formulating my choice based on the things you say about each block. You know, the block that you chose. So because if I see something like a lot of people saying we should do this block because it's simpler for beginners, that makes total sense to me. But if you want the challenge, now these 4 blocks I pulled out of the book, just because we choose one block doesn't mean the other 3 are going to get ignored. What I'll do is based on how they were voted on and based on what was said about them will be the next block. And when we've done all 4 blocks, then I'll pull 4 more blocks from this book and we'll do another poll. And I know, gosh, that sounds like a long time. I'm not in a hurry to make anything out of these yet. I just want to teach how to make the block and learn while I'm teaching and how to be better at it. So this is going to be me teaching you, but also you're going to be teaching me, hey, you know, if you did it this way, it might be easier for us to learn it. So this is a process of a tutorial, teaching, and learning at the same time. And I hope I don't bore you to tears with it, but I'm hoping that we can have fun with it. We can get creative with the colors in it. Like when we did the this block here, all of us participated in this block, and this block came out of that book. It was called something Courthouse, I think. But this came out of that book. And all of y'all helped me build this, and I used scraps to build this with. So this is going to be like a community project that we're going to do together. And there'll be times when I'll say, well, I'm not happy with this color. What do y'all think? I'm going to ask your opinion because I want to engage with all of y'all. Okay. Now, Saturday's live is going to be with Jess. And as most of you know, me and her are doing a collaboration together. And we're going to be doing the Magnolia. And gosh, hang on a second. I'll take my other phone off of my stand. I'm going to show you what I've come up with because you've been, hey, all right. Sorry, I don't mean to make you dizzy. I'm going to switch the camera around and you're going to see where I have been. This is where I am on my experimentation. The pattern was black and white. And I decided I wanted to add yellow and red as a pop coat to kind of pop it a little bit. And so this is what the yellow is going to look like. And then I just need to finish making 3 more of the red here so that you can see it. Now, I also showed you guys a different color here, this blue. And I made a poll with both this one and this one. And this one has been the highest voted one as far as between using that dark color. Everybody's liking the movement of this. So we're going to go with this, but that doesn't mean that I might not make anything with these. I have enough yardage between all of it that I could actually make 2 of these wall hanging size quilts and have one with this color with the yellow and the red. It will also have yellow and red. And with this one, and then maybe I can give away one of them as a giveaway. I would probably hang on to this one and give this one away. Well, you know, we'll see how it goes because this is going to be a several-month project with me and Jess. And I'm hoping that some of you will follow along. I know some have already bought the pattern, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's so, this is the main block, what it looks like. Also, the thing with this block is there is, you right here, the first piece you sew on is this piece to this, okay? which means you have to stop sewing somewhere around here. You're doing a Y seam. Then you attach this piece across the top, or from, I'm sorry, let me go back. You go from here to the corner of that 4.5-inch block. Then you take the next piece, which is this piece, and you're sewing it all the way down to the bottom of this part of the 4.5-inch block. Then you're going from here to the other corner. And this seam is still open right here. And once you close this seam of the bottom, then you fold this back over and you finish sewing that seam on the outside. And that's what you end up with, is that square block. And the first time I did it, I thought it was going to be hard, but it really is not hard because you're dealing with straight lines all the way around that block, because you've preset up these strips with the half square or the half triangles on here, and this angle here. All of these have been done before you ever sew them to that 4.5-inch block. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll show you on the live on Saturday how it goes. Now she's probably going to show you how she's doing it, but that's the way I did it. And I hope you guys like it, because it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. And I'm really enjoying the process of it, because this is the first time me doing this type of a open seam right here and then sewing around it and then finishing it off that way. I've never done that before, so it's a very interesting process. So that's what we'll be doing Saturday night. So that's what we're going to do for tonight, Friday night, and Saturday night. Okay, let me switch the camera back. Or not. Okay, here we go. What do y'all think about that? Okay. All right, so let's get started on this scrappy block. Donnell says, hey, Katie, Nico, and all in chat. Hello, Donnell. Hello, Living and Crafting with MS. Nice to see you. Okay, so what are y'all's thoughts on what I just showed you? What do you think about that? Do you like the idea, or you think it sounds too hard? That's the wrong size. No one's talking. It could be a lag, yeah. It's probably what it is. All right, so the first thing I think I want to do is we are going to make a 4-patch out of this string, so you can see, but I'm going to do it in an interesting way. So that means I need to cut a 6-inch off of, I'm going to use mellow yellow, I think. Or I could use a darker color, but I think I'm going to go with the yellow because it's a scrap piece of fabric. All right, I gotta move my keyboard. Lori wants to know what you're working on, honey.
Corner garage still work. I'm still working on corner garage.
Show them what the picture looks like so that you can refresh their memory.
Yeah. All right.
You just put it in front of the camera, honey.
I don't know.
Unless it's too hard to do that.
I'm using the book now.
Because the box, we already tossed the box out.
Yep.
I threw it out the door, so we wouldn't be tripping on it. That's what he's working on. He started it, is this the second live or the third live, babe? Normally, he would have already had this knocked out in a couple of hours, but he's been saving it so you guys can watch him create it. And this needs to be straightened up. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is get me a straight line set up here. so that I can get this 6-inch block I'm after. A lot of times when I'm doing these blocks, I don't have any preconceived color that I'm going to use. I just go with what feels right to me. And I do that a lot, actually. In fact, when I'm making my quilts and blocks that you've seen me create, I don't have any plan. It's just whatever feels right to me, and that's what I'm doing. And I love doing it that way because it gives me a chance to be creative. Now, there is times where when I've done that, I get halfway through something and then I get stuck. Now, being stuck doesn't mean it's that I did something wrong. Nope. It just means that for whatever reason, I don't have a color speaking to me for something. Okay, so I need to cut this 6 inches first. And so a lot of times, if I can't figure it out within a few minutes, I'll set it aside and work on something else. That doesn't happen all that often, but when it does, instead of getting frustrated with it, I will work on something else. Now, I have asked input in a live when I'm working on something, and I love that because, you know, you can show different colors, and people's input helps with that. That didn't look straight for some weird reason. It's a little bit off. Okay. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use one piece. And what we're going to do is I'm sewing this one block so you can see what you can do with it when you've done a string set. And then we're going to make some strings tonight also from the scraps, but I want to take one of these and show you one way of making. You can make 2 sets, which will create 2 4 patches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it face down, which with batiks it's really hard to tell what's the right side. Sometimes you can tell it, sometimes you can't. And I've taken it and turned it face to the face side of this side, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch line on this side and a 1/4 inch line on this side, okay? Let's do that first. Hey, Lisa, I hope you're doing all right. And congratulations on your milestone, by the way. Hey, Judy Smith, welcome, welcome. And they're saying hi to you too, honey. And it is never late to join. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance on both sides. Okay. Make sure I have them lined up as good as possible. Oh, I need a leader.
I have some scissors for you, honey.
Scissors? More?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm getting quite a collection up here of scissors. Did y'all see what's sitting on top of my sewing machine? Nora, you're on my foot pedal. You notice she's quiet because we gave her a pig ear. And she munched out on it. Okay, so I've sewed it down that one side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to sew another 1/4 inch seam allowance on the parallel side of that side. Okay, we've got that side done. A little bit crooked. Oops, because it moved. All right. Now I'm going to get my cutting board back out again. And what we're going to do is, because it's 6 inches, we are going to cut it 3 inches in. It's going to be a 3 4 inch or 3 I'm sorry, it's going to be 4 3 inch by 6 inch is what it's going to be. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you want to make sure you line everything up. And I need to make sure that, yeah. Good. And I'm going to cut it in half. Okay. And I'm going to try to make sure the block doesn't move. And then I'm going to turn it. And we're going to cut it 3 inches from the outer edge to the center again. So you're going to have 2 cuts. One going vertical, one going horizontal. Okay. And now we have 4 of these. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to press them open. And because we have all these seams here, we're not going to do it toward all these seams, okay? So let me get my little seam roller. And what you end up with here is a 6x3 half patch. And you're going to have 4 of these. So that means that you can make 2 sets of 4 patches with this, okay? And then I'll show you what that's going to look like. So you'll have an idea. And this is what you're going to have as a 4 patch. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm going to take these over to the iron. And I'm going to go ahead and press them. That way they're as flat as possible. And then we are going to sew them together and we're going to make 2 4 patches. So you're going to have a solid with half, with a scrappy string where you've used your scraps. Okay, so let me go over here and we're going to press them open. Nora's snoring. And I'm going to make sure that I have these all trimmed properly too. Just to make sure that they all are measuring 3 inches on the width. Okay. I just want to make sure these are all looking like they're supposed to look. Yep, that one's fine.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we have Bugs Bunny in the house.
We have what?
Bugs Bunny.
Oh, is that part of that?
Yep.
That's too funny. Your favorite, the cartoon, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like Bugs Bunny. I hate when Wile E. Coyote loses all the time. I don't find it very funny. Oh, regular rabbit. I think I saw a rabbit. Look how tiny it is. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we're going to create 2 4 patches from this. And you can set these, you can choose what color, like look at here, you could do it like this, where you have one small center and one big center. Or let me see here. Or you can make them go in the same direction if you want to. But that's not how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it like they're going in 2 different directions, or they're going like in the same direction, but not the way that you saw a minute ago. I don't know why this looks off, but it does. Yep, that's definitely interesting. Oh my gosh. I got myself all turned around. Yeah, this is the way I want to do them. I want to flip them around. Yep, that's the way I want it. So I'm going to do them where they look like this. Okay. Hey, Linda, welcome, welcome. We are working on a scrappy block from scraps. And what I've done is I have took a lot of my scraps and turned them into string blocks. And now what I'm doing is I am being creative and using other pieces of scraps that are not in strips and creating like with this one, I'm making 2 4 patches is what I'm doing with it. I will also show you, you can make half square triangles out of them this way. And by using a solid if you want to do it that way. And it gives you an interesting effect because you have a scrappy block, but you're also using another scrap fabric that just happens to be a solid or just one color. It's not a mix of strings. Hey, Chloe, welcome, welcome. And how you doing, Leanna? I hope you're doing good. How's everyone doing? I'm sewing up my Valentine's quilt. Glad you were on. It's quiet in the house. Oh, I'm glad you got to come. Okay, so we're going to pin this, and I'm hope one of the things I'm not good at, and I've been trying to work on that, is normally I would have pressed these seams open because I can get the alignment better, but because this is a scrappy quilt, I mean, not scrappy quilt, scrappy block, we are going to work on my skills of nesting since my nesting skills suck. Hey, Patty G, welcome, welcome. And I am not saying that in a negative way. I am being honest here. I have a really tough time nesting seams when you press one in one direction and the other in the other direction. But if I press them open, then I can align them no problem at all for the most part, unless something happens to move. So welcome, everyone. And I hope this is not boring at all. Where are you at on yours, honey?
Oh, working on it.
Do you want to show them what you've already got done?
No.
Not yet. Because they might be interested to see where you are on things.
I just finished your lamp.
Did you?
Yeah, your lamp.
Why did you call it my lamp for?
I don't know, because it's...
Are you planning on giving it to me?
Because it looks similar to that big red lamp.
Oh, that lamp that we always get in a fight with?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get in a fight with that lamp on a regular basis. Y'all haven't seen that lamp in a while because it's in the sewing room. Well, I need to stop saying sewing room. It's now going to be a craft room. Oh, it's a lamp to go over a desk. Is that a desk?
Yeah.
Oh, looky here. Here.
It's okay. It's easy to break. Not solid. This is for the moment that I'm working on the second floor.
Yeah, this is going on floor number 2. My honey is gone for a bit. He's a snowbird. Where's he gone to? What did you find as a snowbird anyway? Because we always call snowbirds people who go from the north down to Florida to hang out during the winter months, but a lot of them has moved to Florida now. Okay, I've pinned them. Now we're going to sew them, and we'll see if I got that center seam aligned properly. And then I'll probably retrim this block a little bit. I may make it, you know, I may not keep it at 6 inches. We'll see what it looks like. These things tend to move when you're messing with scrap pieces. Uh-oh, let's not be letting that do that. Okay. Now we'll see what happened here and see if it worked out okay. All right. So this one is me showing you what a 4-patch would look like. Oh, look, it looks good. And this one does too. Okay, I'm going to press it and then I'll show it to you. So what I'm doing is I'm using up my scraps. Even this yellow was a scrap. It was just a bigger piece of a scrap. That is not laying the way I want it to. Come on, iron, get hot. One thing I have learned about using this very thin interfacing is you should not let the iron come in contact with it because it will do wonky things. Okay, so here's the 2 4-patches. As you can see, I used string piecing, and then I had enough solid here to get creative. And what I'm going to do next, now we are going to try doing triangles with this is at an angle. So I don't know what's going to happen when I do the half square triangles the way that I did similar to this style. So what do y'all think about that? It's either Rena or Raina. I hope I don't say it wrong. I prefer pressing seams open too. Liana says he went to Puerto Rico. Cool. Hey, Joy T, welcome, welcome. So what do y'all think about the blocks? These are scrappy blocks from scrap pieces of fabric. This is actual sewn strips, not textured fabric. Y'all like them? Headed out for a soup sampling. I entered a veggie chili. This is for a fundraiser to feed our seniors. That's really awesome, Linda. All right, so say yes, I like it. No, I don't like it. Judy says she loves them. Okay, so this is the first scrap block we're going to work on. Now, what we're going to do next is I have some more of these. I've made several. We have this one. We have this one. This one's probably what I'm going to use, maybe. This one. Everybody says yes, nice. Love them. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to take, which one you want me to work with next? This one or this one? So this is number 1. Number 2, put a number in the channel. Which one would you like to see me turn into half square triangles? Number 1, which is on my left hand, in my left hand. 2 is in my right hand. 1 or 2, which would you like to see me turn into half square triangles? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Y'all are quiet tonight. We need music.
Careful what you wish for, honey.
Rena says 2. It's either Rena or Raina. Joy T says both of them. Okay. Liana says 1. We have a tie right now because how many people are watching? Can you tell?
No.
No, you can't. Frank says Joy T. I agree. So Joy T saying both of them. All right. Why don't we just do both of them? Okay. So I'm going to set this aside and I'm probably going to do the same thing. I'm going to use yellow. Mellow yellow, which means I don't know if I, oh, good. I do have another piece of it. This one's big enough to make another 6-inch. See? All right, let's get this one cut down where I can work with it. Get straight line. Do you guys see what's sitting on top of the sewing machine? I'm surprised Rita hasn't zeroed in on it. See him right there? I have confiscated the orca. I had to get away from Nikolaj. He was having too much fun with his teeth. Weren't you, babe?
Yeah.
So all I'm doing is cutting this piece of scrap down to fit 6 inches because that's the size of these string blocks. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing you saw me do. That's going to be for our little project that we're got coming up for the channel. We are going to take these and I'm going to turn these where they're facing face to face. Okay. And then I'm going to put a seam all the way around and then you'll see what I'm going to do with it from there. And let's hope that when I cut down the middle of that, it looks okay. All right. So let me get this cutting board out of the way. All right, come over. Oh, better put the blade away. Leanna says, I'm sewing as to not fall asleep early, laugh out loud, don't want to take a nap. And Living with MS says, I feel you. I am trying hard not to go and lay down. I have been sick with a cold since Friday. And I hope I am on the tail end of it. Let me tell you what, whatever the sickness is that kicked me and Nikolaj's butt, this cough that we've got is lingering. And when Nikolaj goes outside and gets out in the cold a little bit, it really seems to trigger his coughing. We're both finding the cough a bit annoying, aren't we, baby?
Yep, we do.
Especially when we lay down at night and want to go to sleep. When I get in a coughing fit. But we are both doing better. I'm thankful that we're over the worst of it. I don't know what it was, but boy, oh boy. It had some interesting symptoms. We had a high fever. I mean, real high, and the high fever probably lasted around 12 to 15 hours. Even though we were taking fever reducers, I ended up having to add ibuprofen to it because that was the only way we got the fever to break. And then, what didn't you say you were sensitive to the light like I was?
Yeah.
We had a sensitivity to the light. We had pain. This pain is weird. There was pain here and around like this and down the bridge of our nose, down like this and across like this. Now he said he didn't have ear pain, but I was having ear pain. So between the pain and the sensitivity to light, that was part of the symptoms. You didn't have body aches though, right?
No.
So he didn't have any body aches with it.
How could we have high pain tolerance?
But he has a high pain tolerance versus I don't, because I'm always in pain. I only noticed from the knee down hurting, which was weird. My back wasn't bothering me. It was just calf pain. And you would have thought I had gone outside and ran a marathon or something. It was the weirdest thing.
Don't forget the heat flash.
Oh yeah, the sweating fest. Yep, there was that too. One minute not, totally dry, the next minute all my clothes were wet. My hair was wet. It was just crazy. Living and crafting. What's your first name? He or she says, if it doesn't get any better, I will be going to the doctor. Yeah, I was going to go to the doctor if it didn't get better. I still feel like we should have our chest checked because I've had wheezing, which is the asthmatic part of me, but I also a couple times have felt like a crackling, but the crackling's up here, not down here where, which would imply pneumonia. So I don't think I have pneumonia. I just think I got a bunch of junk down there. Okay. Lori says, Arca! Now they're seeing it. Yeah, see it right there?
Your mischief friend.
Yep. Always into trouble. And now I'm going to put a seam down the other side. And I may end up having to trim this just a little bit. One thing about this, when you do this sewing this way, if you can create an hourglass with it. And so the half square triangles are going to be bigger than the 4-packs that you just saw me do, which is kind of weird. All right, now we've got 2 sides done. Now we're going to do the other 2 sides. Just so you can see, I have a seam here, seam here. Now what I'm going to do is one here and one down here.
Second floor has a little pit doctor in it.
Huh?
Pit doctor.
Really?
Yeah.
Veterinarian?
Yeah.
That's cool. So it must be like a mini veterinarian office?
Yeah.
That would explain the German Shepherd being in it. Any other dogs?
Rabbit.
Maybe it's a pet store.
Hmm?
Maybe it's a pet store.
No, I think it's
Okay. Okay. need to trim this a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and start cutting what I'll do is I'll be cutting on the diagonal in 2 different directions, and I'll show you that. And I hope you can see me doing that. Okay. All right, but I need to trim this one edge first. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim diagonal this way and diagonal this way. Okay. And there's a diagonal line on this ruler here. And this will help you keep that line straight. Usually, unless you sewed crooked. Now, when you cut this, you want to try not to move it. That way you can rotate your cutting board. Even if you don't have this Lazy Susan style of cutting, you can still turn your cutting station possibly. Or you can cut it in a weird angle. So I'm going to come through here, gently lift my ruler, and we're going to come all the way back around here on this side. Realign my ruler to make sure I have it in the right position. Then I'm going to cut again. And you end up with 4 pieces. Up. I hate when these rotary blades. I know I need to change my rotary blades. I'm trying to extend the life of them for as long as I can. Okay, so you end up with 4 half square triangles in here. I'll show you how I know that. Okay, so let me open one up so you can have a look. See, I'm gonna press it so you can see it, and see you have a half square triangle. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Line up the ruler like I showed you with this vertical line to the outer edge. And then you're going to line corner to corner as well. Okay. And you just take your time and make sure you have everything where you want it before you make that cut. Lift your ruler gently. I see this one moved just a little bit, but I'm not going to mess with it too much because I don't want to jinx what I'm doing. Then the same thing, you're going to lay the ruler back down, get everything lined up properly. And then you're going to cut again. Same thing, you have 4 pieces here. Okay. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to press these or press them open so you can have a look at them. And then I will measure them so you can see what size these came out to be, because we started out with a 6-inch squared block. Hey, Lana. Hey, Jess. Welcome, welcome. So let me press these open. And we'll be trimming off the dog ears and everything also. But I think I'm going to I'm gonna trim them down probably to 3 inches so that they can match the 4 patch. Because we're going to turn that 4 patch, we're going to make a 4 patch block with all of it. wait, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and trim them down first before I open them up, because that'll make trimming them down easier, because I have a ruler just for that. So let's do that first, because most of you know I usually do that first. So let me get my trusty little ruler out. Move this one. Okay, this is called a 6.5 inch triangle square up ruler. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to square these up to be 3 inches. And so on this ruler, on one side you have the half sizes. You know, 1.5, 2 inch, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. On the other side, you have the whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I know, wow, you can't even see that. Need a solid piece of fabric where you can see the ruler. Let me try that. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize you couldn't see what I was doing. You still can't see it. That's interesting. Okay, you can see it with the white. All right. Yeah. So up here you have 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, all the way to 6.5. But if you turn it the other way, you get 1 through 6 down here. And this is the side I'm going to use. And this is called a quilt in a day, 6.5 inch triangle square up ruler. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to square these up to 3 inches, because that's the size of the 4-patch blocks, or the half patch, I mean. Because when we sew all of them together, I should get a 6-inch block. Should. And what you do is you line the 3 inch on your seam allowance. So I'm going to trim all of them down. Hey, Andrea, welcome, welcome. These are going to be very scrappy, but you're going to have a solid color to offset all of that. And then we'll get the dog ears off of them after I press them open. The only thing downside about this ruler is it moves because it's slick underneath it. Uh-oh, that really did move. We've got a few more to go, and then we'll be ready to start pressing this open. So you can do this with any type of scrap block. If you made a string block, if you made a chrome block, I mean, any of them. You just have to start out with a size. So I started out with a 6 inch, and that's what you can do. And then you can use, like with this yellow, I happen to have leftover big enough scrap of it that I could use that as an offset color. And you could get as creative as you want. You can get as scrappy as you want. There is no rules when it comes to this particular way of sewing, because the idea is to use up all your scraps. Now, sometimes you end up with more scraps when you're doing this too. I can attest that does happen. It just depends on what it is you're creating from your scraps. Okay, now I've got this last one trimmed down. And let me get all these scraps out of the way. All right, so now I have all these trimmed down, and I'm going to press them with the iron. Then we're going to take all the dog ears off of them. Okay, I'll be right back and we'll press these. What?
Oh, just a commercial again. I got it in my head.
An American one?
Yeah, I think so. After this message, we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. The other day, when we were talking about Mellow Yellow, and it's like I can't get that song out of my brain now. Mellow Yellow to the rescue. It's too funny. These half square triangles, I'm going to turn them into hourglass blocks. So it should be interesting how they come out. You can also do pinwheels. I'll show you both ways you could do this. You can actually make pinwheels if you want to as well. But I think the hourglass will look kind of interesting, maybe. We're about to find that out. Okay, now I'm gonna come back over here and run my seam roller over these because I really want them to be as flat as I can possibly get despite all these seams. Because you have a lot of seams going in one direction right here. And then we'll trim the dog ears off, and then we'll design the block. This chair feels like it's sunk back down again. Hydraulics in it must be going out. Yeah. Okay. Oh, cheap chair one, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm just trimming off these corners.
But I do find some interesting ways to build these Lego.
Oh yeah?
This there are some pieces that I have here are windows, but not the, like the ship window or a car window.
Yeah.
They're making some interesting ways to how to use them as a window.
That's cool. I love how they're getting more creative with all of this. I want that glass house. Dang it.
I'll bet you do.
Especially now that now that you pointed out how big it is. Really want that glass house.
The bucket.
Yeah, let's hope they don't retire it anytime soon. Because if they do, I'll miss out on it.
I'm sure you can get it somewhere.
Yeah, well, I don't want to pay triple the price because it got retired. Some people get greedy when it comes to things like that. Okay, I'm going to show you the hourglass first. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be part of the hourglass. I'm going to point this to the center. Then I'm going to take another one. We're going to point this one the other way. Then you have to switch it around. Let's not do that like that. Let's do it like this. Oh, here it is. I need this purple. Okay, this is the hourglass. What do y'all think? And then I'll show you the pinwheel next. And I could actually, if I wanted to, I could do one as an hourglass and one as a pinwheel, and it'd still be okay with that 4-patch. I need feedback, y'all, please. If you please. Something is wrong with this. Oh, there it is. Pretty, love it. Okay, so keep in mind what this one looks like because I'm going to show you a pinwheel. And then you can tell me if you like the hourglass better, or if you like the pinwheel better, or if you like the idea of doing one as an hourglass and one as a pinwheel. Because we're going to put them with the 2 4-patches you saw me make a few minutes ago.
Ah.
And we're going to create one block, one big block, I mean.
Dr. Jones Animal Care.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, so it is a small veterinarian place. Cool.
I can start the sign right now.
And this is the pinwheel. Andrea says I'm what I'm making is, where did I do with the 4-patch block? I'm using scraps that I have created from string blocks. And the first 2 things or the first set is I created 2 4-patches from one 6-inch string block and a solid 6-inch square. These are being created from another 2 6-inch ones to make this different style. So, do you like the pinwheel better? Wait a minute. How about I put them together where you can see both of them at the same time? Let's do that. That way you're like, well, I kind of need to see the other one too. Actually, I'll show you the whole thing as made as a 4-patch so you can get an idea of what I'm after. And if you think it should be either 2 pinwheels or 2 hourglass, that's okay. And this looks bigger. That's because it is bigger. I still need to trim these triangles down some more. Uh-oh. I did something wrong, man. What size are these? Oh, well, they haven't been sewn together either. They haven't been sewn together. That's why they look bigger. Okay. So we're going to put one up here, one down here. Then we're going to put the hourglass up here so you can see all of it. Okay. Now I'll show you the whole thing together. Do them every other for coloring. Okay, so this one's the hourglass. No, this is the pinwheel. That's the hourglass. And the other 2 are 4 patches. And I could actually turn these 4 patches around so that they're like this as well. Which that kind of looks weird because of that pinwheel. So 1 pinwheel, 1 hourglass, and then turn it back around the way I had it. Like this. Or do 2 hourglass. I like the pinwheel, but don't put both pinks side to side. One pink, one orange. Yep, I switched it already. Okay, so do you think we should just do both of them in pinwheels? Or should we leave one of these like this and one of these like this? Okay, so here's what I want you to all put in the chat. 2 pinwheels or 1 pin. As an answer, your answer, put 2 pinwheels or 1 pinwheel, 1 hourglass. Let me see what you got to say about that. It's funny, but we got hourglasses down here. So if I turn that into a pinwheel, ooh. Let me turn this into a pinwheel. I got something turned the wrong way. There we go. Because these 4 patches are the way I've got them turned, look like hourglasses anyway.
Got it.
Okay, what do you think about this? See, we have an hourglass here and here. Pinwheel, pinwheel. What do y'all think about that? Judy says she likes the pinwheels. I like the pinwheels too. Mona says that's neat. Y'all like that, okay? Okay, let's we're sewing this together. Yes, we're sewing it. No, we're not sewing it. Yes, no. This is fun. This is what you can do with your leftover scraps. Okay, rotate the 4 patches a half a turn. What if you were to put all the dark tiny points into the center of the pinwheel? That's an interesting concept too. So how many of you like that the 4 patches got turned? She's saying sew it. Sew it up. I like it the other way, Judy says. I like it the other way too, to be honest. Let me put the 4 patches back for a sec. Okay. Andrea says she liked the hourglasses on the other ones instead of the pinwheels. Okay. I think I like the 4 patches the way you first had them best. Okay. Let me see here. You like that? Okay. I think that looks fine too. All right, so let's do it that way. Just like that, Lana says. All right, let me get these pinwheels sewn. Because that's where we're going to see a difference. And then I'll know if I have to. If you're making a whole quilt, why can't you do it both ways in big 4 patches? All of these blocks, these scrappy blocks, there's going to be a mixture of them. There's not any one going to look the same as the other. So it's going to be really scrappy. But you have a point there. Why can't you do it both ways and do big 4 patches? That's true. Very true. All right. Let's get these pinwheels sewn. Joy T says it's a bit busy for me. Yeah, but this is scrappy. This is taking scraps and turning it into something. So it's going to look very busy. But once you put all of them together, I mean, I don't have enough to build a quilt yet. This is going to be me taking all of my scraps, leftover batik scraps, and we're just going to sew them and have fun with it, and we'll see where it takes me. And I probably won't there won't be a repeat of yellow either, probably not.
Here's your scissors.
Thank you for the scissors, honey.
Second floor is done.
All right, chicken put in front where they can see it, babe.
This is how it looks like. It's according to the namesake, it says Dr. Jones Animal Care. We have a parrot here, a bunny, a toad, a frog, and a fish right here. Oops, sorry. We'll do it like this. There's a toad here, fish here, parrot here, and of course in the operation table here, it's a bunny. Of course, with a little waiting area here too.
Frank says, I like busy, laugh out loud. No rules at all. Yeah. There's definitely not going to be any rules with this one. We're just creating as we go along. And I'm listening to all y'all's input. So I'm not leaving anyone out. Because we're going to be doing a scrap block every week until I run out of scrap, which I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, or until I have enough scrap blocks to make a quilt. When I get enough, then we'll go from there. But it's going to be fun because we're going to be being creative with it. I really hope I didn't mess that up. Because yeah. These seams are not pressed open. See, even this pinwheel does not have pressed open seams. So we're going to see what happens when I just sew it nesting. Because I'm not good at it. I'm trying not to stress out about it. You have to try all different ways until you find what you like. Yep. And I think that as we progress with these blocks, it's going to be interesting to see what we come up with between all of our ideas. And then at the end, when it's time to sew a quilt together, the fun part is going to be figuring out how to sew that quilt together so that it looks good. Because it can be as scrappy as possible, but in the end, do we put sashing in it or do we run them all into each other? And I'm going to be asking input on that too. Lana sent the heart. So, and I just want to have fun, but at the same time, show you guys what you can do with all your scraps leftovers. Okay, let's see here. Those bags are really loud.
What?
Those bags.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I got that seam lined up right. And another interesting thing y'all are going to see is there's like little pieces of fabric right here. This is where when I trimmed it, they got lost, which I knew that was going to happen. That one looks okay. And this one looks okay. Now let's look at the other one. Because I made string out of it. So some seams might have gotten eaten away by me doing what I'm doing. Okay. Katie, the only way to get good at it is to do it. That's right. And that's why I don't mind using these scrappy blocks to learn how to nest. Because I really need to learn how to nest. That's a skill that needs to be added to my. That's why I still say I'm a beginner quilt maker. Because I lack in some skills, and one of them is nesting seams without having to press them open. And I'm not saying that that is a bad thing. Nope, it's not what I'm saying. I just want to be able to do it because I think I need to learn how to do it. And this is a good way to do it. Okay. Now let me get these two lined up the way I want them because I got to make sure that I'm pressing to two different directions since we're nesting. The only thing I don't like about this nesting thing is because we have so many seams going on right here. It is going to be bulky here in the middle. I mean bulky. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But the idea is to learn how to do this. Okay, let's go get these pressed.
Looks like the wind had picked up.
Outside?
Yeah.
So that means it's going to get even colder.
Yeah. Because I can hear the giants singing.
Maybe that wind's coming from the south.
Could be.
Because that's usually the only time I hear it singing. Unless the wind manages to get up underneath the porch. If the snow being where it is, it might not. I don't know. Guess we should see. I'm still pressing, y'all. Just bear with me here. This is still, wait a minute. I got this going the wrong darn way. Oops. Okay. One more, make sure I got these going the right way. Yep, they look like they are. I'm gonna press them one more time. so I can make sure I did this correct. Okay, now we're coming back over here. And then what we need to do is I'm going to use, they're not going to be perfect, but we're not after perfection. We're after fun and doing our best. I generally press seams open on the pinwheel block to rebuild. Yeah, me too. But I have facing on the back of these string blocks and irons and fuse or non-fusible interfacing don't get along. They end up becoming wonky wonky. And I said I had to trim this block down too because it's bigger than the. No, I won't know until we get this sewn together. It looks like it's nested. Maybe. Joyce says exactly do what you like, Katie. That's all that matters. I like all the individual blocks, but I'm busy to me when you put together. And yeah, Andrea, me too, to separate the 4 blocks for me. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm thinking this sashing is probably going to come into play with this because I'm not sure if I want, because this is going to be so scrappy that I may, now there is, I may change my mind and say I'm going to run them all together, but I'm thinking sashing too. The other thing is, when I went to QuiltCon, there was a section called maximalist, and that meant that they used there was no negative space nowhere on that quilt, and it was so colorful and in your face, which is what I like, that. And I left inspired because you've heard me talk about I want to make a 100-color quilt, and I'm going to at some point. And when I saw that quilt, I'm like, if they can do that, I can do that. Now, will it make sense to everybody else? Probably not. Will it make sense to me? Yeah. Will everybody love it? I don't know. I think the one person that would probably appreciate it the most in my family would be Lynette, because she's the artist. And she would probably appreciate me making something that was that loaded with color. So, if I'm able to get to create it the way I'm picturing it in my head, I'll probably give it to her. And I really hope that she loves it. I wish she would go back to painting. She hasn't painted in so long, but she's raising a baby and her job takes quite a bit of her time now. She's very gifted. I would love to see her back to painting again because she's really good at it. The way she uses color can't be taught. And that might be where I get my weird way of doing color. Maybe she gets it from the same place I get it from. There must be someone in my family that loved color. Sashing. Oh my God. Autocorrect again. It's okay, Lana.
Auto correction.
Yeah. I would agree with you about washing between the big blocks.
Oh yeah.
I missed something.
I'm going to chop you.
No, you're not. Oh, it's a
Meat
cleaver.
cleaver. Meat cleaver.
So there's a little food cord in there too?
I have a little meat cleaver here in my hand.
Yep. I missed something about washing. What were y'all talking about? I would use sashing. I probably would quilt it as I don't know how to quilt as I go. I don't know how to do that. That's something I don't know how to do. It's another skill I haven't learned. Oh my gosh, there's this piece of fabric that's in the way. It's gonna cause me some grief. Oh, there's two pieces like that on both sides of this block. Wow. Uh, something's wrong. No, it's not. I thought it was, but no, it's not. It's just weird the way this did. All right. Sorry. I got distracted here with whatever's going on with this piece of fabric. I am working on blocks we discussed for the so long, and they will be ready by the time you and Sean. Awesome. I am so excited about the so long with Jess Saturday and then the so long with Sean on next month. I think we're going to really have a good time. Oh, by the way, for anyone that didn't see, Fat Quarter Shop does have the 6-inch FPP foundation paper stuff back in stock also, in case. But I did also post the homemade, or the one that Andrea created. She created a 6-inch courthouse steps FPP, and I posted that both to it's posted over in my Facebook group. This is going to give me some grief. I swear it's going to give me grief. I can't get it to lay down flat. Sorry guys, I'm having a little trouble with this particular one. It's just being a little persnickety. And I'm really tempted to get rid of the problem that's causing. In fact, I know I'm going to get rid of it because it's not going to leave me alone. Hang on a minute, I have to do something to this block I wasn't planning on doing. Okay, now I should be able to get it to lay down flat. Let's get that pin through the middle again. Joy T, I didn't autocorrect. Autocorrect did. Welcome back, Leanna. Lana says she's going to FK. I think you called me Joyride. Oh my gosh. Gotta love phones autocorrect. Okay, let's try this again now. Yep, everything's gonna line. Okay, now I think we're gonna be fine. Babe, can you stir that pasta sauce for me in the crock pot? I know it's on warm, but it still needs to be stirred a little bit. Does it look okay?
Yeah.
Can't wait to munch on it. Especially when we get the pasta made for it. Put some cheese on it. Hey, Jess. All right, let's get this one sewn now. And then we'll see what these look like, and then I'll measure them to see if they're going to match the 4 patches. Because they should. Unless I end up, I may, because I trimmed the triangles down before I sewed them together. So they should not need more trimming down. Okay. We have 2 dark colors next to each other. That is so ironic. Okay. This one's going to look weird, but it's okay. This is the nature of scrap sewing. Oh, I need to turn it the other way. That's got to make me turn it that way. Yep, it's definitely going to look weird. Hey, babe, let's check this out. What this sound is. See, because these were, I didn't want them side by side. Look what happened.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
But it's scratchy, so it's not gonna matter.
work.
That's right. It's being artistic. Somebody's pacing. Is her duck done by any chance? Or that person. Because she ate figure. That's probably what it is. All right. Let's show this to you. Ouch, that's hot. Let me show it to you. Okay, they're doing what they're supposed to do. Okay. What do y'all think? That is definitely busy, all right. Hmm. Thank you, Frank. That's right, y'all. Don't forget about that thumbs up button. Do you guys like this okay? Hey, Candace. Let me see something real quick. I'm going to flip something. And make these the lighter colors. So turn this one this way. And turn this one this way. What do you think about it that way? What is Nikolaj working on? He is working on the corner garage. Are you still working on you're working on the third floor now, right?
Yeah.
He's working on the third floor of the corner garage now.
Oh boy.
Y'all like it? Because if you do, I'm going to sew it together. But you need sashing around it before sewing it to other blocks. It'll help. Yes, I agree with you. I probably will put sashing on it. Definitely. I don't think I'm going to run these into each other. Maybe I can use like a dark colored Frank liked it that way, I think. See, I could always not sew these together, leave them as just separate blocks and make some more 4 patches and more pinwheels and then make one that's all pinwheels and one that's all 4 patches. Hey Mona. So y'all like it this way? Or do you think I should make some more 4 patches and some more pinwheels and then do one like pinwheels and one like 4 patches? What do y'all think? Because I have more string blocks over here to sew. I just don't have any more of this yellow scraps left, I don't think. I would have to use a different solid background. Scrap background. We're not cutting fabric for the background. These are all scraps. Mona says she likes it. Okay, so here's what I need from y'all. Go ahead and sew it together like it is. Give me a heart. Or, nope, I should make it into something else. Still keeping the same pattern, no sashing, keeping the diamonds and no secondary pattern. I think if you like to hold it off a bit, then hold off. Lana says, wait. Okay, so let's make some more string blocks then. I'm just going to leave this sitting like this for right now. I don't have to sew it together tonight. We can revisit this before it's sewn together. How about that? Let's put this on the revisit later, and let's make some more string blocks. Just wait, you can always sew it later. That's right. So, oh yeah, and I'll definitely take a picture of it. That way I know what I was doing. Okay, so I'm going to get some more of my string blocks. And I'm going to choose a different scrap piece of solid color. Maybe we'll do one dark. All right, let's see here. I just need to make sure I don't have this dark color in some of these blocks. This is purple, purple, purple. They're all got purple in them, but this is not exactly purple. I don't know. All right, let me ask you something. Do you think that this, yeah, it bleeds right into it. We're going to use something else. Let me see here. I don't know if I have a big enough. This might not be big enough. Nope, not big enough.
Damn, those small items take a little time.
Yeah, can't use red because there's red in the block already. Thought I had some more of this in big pieces. Hold on, I'm looking for some big pieces so I can make a decision on the next next set of blocks. Don't have enough of this one either, I don't think. There's some more of that dark. Oh, wait, maybe I do. Look, y'all, more purple. I really like this color. All right, let me see what I can come up with here. I also have some of this dark. This does not look, nope, that's not 6 inches wide, so that's not going to work. And there's enough for 2 blocks here. But what I could do is do 2 blocks using this, and then 2 blocks using the purple, or there looks like there's enough here. Maybe, actually, I think that if I use this dark, the dark is going to bleed in, especially this one. See that dark? it's liable to bleed into that. But there's also this one that'll bleed into the purple too. So I can't win either way. Okay. What I'll do is I think I'm going to do 2 using this one. And do 2 using the purple. But I'm going to use this bigger piece of scrap I have left over right here. Okay. And then we're going to make, I'll take this dark colored one and we'll make 2 blocks with it. See, which ones do I want to play with? Yeah, which ones do I want to play with? Because I only have 4 of these string blocks left. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which shall I choose? Okay. So I'm going to use those for the dark color. And then for this lighter purple, we will use, we have green and green down here. We're only going to need 1 of these. So I could get away with this and not use this bigger piece. So, yeah. So let's use this. Decisions, decisions. And okay. Mona says, hi, honey.
Hi, Mona.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2, which will make pinwheels or hourglasses. We'll decide when we get there. And I'm going to use this dark color. And then this one I'm going to use with this purple. And I'm going to make 4 patches from this because I can make 2 sets with this. So that's what we're going to do. So I need to trim these down to fit these 6-inch blocks. So let's do that first. I need to see what time it is. We've been on for 2 hours. 30 more minutes and then stop? Yeah. Okay. So we might not, I may only get these sewn and not set up yet, but yeah. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 6-inch blocks from here, squares. Just like you saw me make earlier. So now we're going to make 2 of the dark and 1 of the purple. Because I only need 1 for the purple because we're going to make 4 patches from that 1 block. And I could get 2 4 patches from that one. With the this hour, or the way I'm showing it to make half square triangles, I'm going to need to trim those down so that they will match the 4 patches. Really, I need to change my blades. This is getting a beat. Yep, they keep hanging me, which, you know, is a problem. Wow, this one was really tight. All right. Let's get this purple trimmed. Yep, I need to change my blade. Okay. Okay, this is getting annoying. If I cut fast, you can tell it. If I take my time and push the blade, then it doesn't do it. So it is definitely getting dull. Yep, that's exactly the problem there. Okay, so we have scraps left. See, more scraps. And they'll go back over into the scrap pile and I'll use them on string. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, like I showed you before, I'm going to put them face to face and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch on this side, 1/4 inch on this side. Then I'm going to do these are 3 inches because this is a 6-inch block. So I'm going to cut it straight down the middle, which is 3 inches. And the same thing in the other direction, 3 inches. And that'll give me 2 4-patch blocks when I sew them all together. On these two, I'm going to turn these face to face. Okay. And instead of just the 2 seams that you see me doing for the 4-patch, there's going to be a seam all the way around, a 1/4 inch seam. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. Especially for those who missed out on what I was doing earlier, I'll show you what I'm going to do with them to get how I got where I went, or how I got to the point where I went. Put it that way. Okay. Do you know that you're in the way? You know that, right? She likes to park between me and my foot pedal. Are you guys enjoying this? Or is it too slow tonight? What's the red cross for, Mona? Or whatever that is. Oh, it might be for Canada. I don't know. No, stop, Nora. You're not gonna get what you want. Soon, baby, soon. Soon, soon, soon. I think if you'd like to hold off a bit, then hold off. Yeah, I read that part. Okay, good. Just wait. You can always do it later. Your little emoji, what does it stand for? Oh, it's a heart with something in the middle of it. Oh, maybe that's a Canada thing. The Canada emblem. But it looks, yeah, can you come look at this? Because my eyesight's not so good. See it?
It's a heart. It's like an 8 thing.
Oh, that's what I thought. It looked like a Red Cross thing. Like what you would see for yeah, like the Red Cross. It's a heart with a red cross. Okay, gotcha. Super cute. Someone used in one of my lives had used the little Greenland flag, and I was like, "Where did you get that from? I want one." Mona says she couldn't find any other ones. Oh, that's interesting. I'm about to sew these, so give me a minute. I'm just pinning because I don't want it moving on me. So for these dark ones, I'll be sewing all four sides. And then I will trim or cut them diagonal twice. And that will give me 4 half square triangles. On the single one with the purple, I'm only doing the seam on 2 sides, and that will give me 4 half patches, which then I can turn into 2 4 patches. For anyone that might have missed what it was I was doing. Okay, let's get on with this. The orca is moving on the sewing machine. This is too funny, my love. Oh, that didn't cut. I think I need to clean the machine because it's been doing that too a lot. Shh. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do to that one. I still got to sew the other 2 sides on these 2. Okay. I know what you want. Okay. Now we'll get these other 2 sides done. Yep, I need to clean my machine.
Looks like the second floor is a small apartment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's gonna have like a mini kitchen and everything in it?
Yep.
Oh, cool. That sounds interesting. I'm going to press these, set the scene.
I already got the kitchen here and the bed too.
Really?
Yeah.
That fast, huh?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get it finished tonight?
We got what, 15 minutes left or 10 minutes left?
Yeah, because we need to stop it. Well, I only wanted to do 2.5 hours, so.
That I could do the roofing tomorrow. Then.
Tomorrow then? Okay.
But I will finish this second floor.
You'll do what?
I will finish this second floor, then I'll deal with the roofing tomorrow.
Okay. Try a different rotary cutter. All right, so this one is the one I only sewed 2 sides on. This is going to be where I'm going to make the 4 patch. So what I want to do is to make sure that I have this lined on the outer edge at 3 inches. Because this is a 6-inch block. And when you cut it, you don't want to go moving it. You want to just cut, gently move the ruler, turn it around, realign it to your 3 inches, cut again, and now you have 4 half patch units. And I'll open one up so you can see. You'll have 4 of these units. Okay. Now what I'm going to do with the other 2 is these are going to be either an hourglass or a pinwheel. And I have this vertical line right here. Sorry, diagonal line that I'm aligned with the straight edge of this block. That way I can line my ruler where it goes corner to corner and cut in a straight line. And then the same thing when you're cutting, try not to move the block. Lift the ruler up. Same thing, get your ruler lined up with that outer edge block, with that diagonal line. And it'll match up corner to corner when you do that. You end up with, this one needs changing too, baby. Which means I need to go through all my rotary cutters and change blades. Do the same thing with this one. And then what I need to do with these half square triangles is I need to trim down so that they end up being 3-inch half square triangles. Because when you do this style for making pinwheels or hourglasses with these 5-inch blocks, you end up having a bigger, they're bigger than the 4 patch. Okay. Now, before I press these all, I'm going to come back here and go ahead and trim these half square triangles down. And for those that missed out earlier when I was doing this, I'm using a Quilt in a Day 6.5-inch triangle square ruler. And I'm going to trim them down to 3 inches. This one's got a different color on it. All of you still there? And then what I'll do is I'll press them. This one has different color lines on it. That is so weird. Because I have two of these. I'm not exactly sure how I ended up with two of them. But this one has a different color, or it's because I'm, how about I do this? Now I can see what I'm doing. That will work much better. What, baby? It's even got a TV? Yeah. That is funny.
Well, I think you're going to be stopping soon, so.
You want to show them?
No, it's more like.
Yeah, go ahead, babe.
This is the second floor for the moment. As I told you, small kitchen area. I think that either this is I think this is a bathroom, and of course here's a TV, chair, and a bed, of course. But I will be finishing it soon, or I'll try to finish it probably tomorrow. It will be best tomorrow, though.
Yeah, you can finish it tomorrow night. It's not a big deal. Oh, isn't that interesting? Come on, let me line you up. Joy T says it looks good. Mona says have a great night. See you later. The iron is telling me that I've been letting it idle too long. Kind of funny. One more, and then we can iron it and then trim the ears off of it. they'll all get pressed. Okay. Okay. All right. Hey, June. Welcome, welcome. All right, I'm going to press all these, you guys. Okay. Run into a problem?
No, I thought I lost some pieces, but apparently it was.
Okay. It's good that you don't lose pieces.
It's more like adding flowers to it.
Oh. Gotcha.
Cute flowers to you. Pink and
I like how they put all that extra little, details like flowers and trees and interior landscaping stuff and outside landscaping stuff.
Yeah.
Because it would be just like if you were going, to a town that had the landscaping on the outside of it. I really don't understand how I'm. Oh, I know why. I'm almost done, y'all. Is there any talk going on?
I don't know.
Oh, you can't see that because you're on your phone. Because I forgot to set up the laptop. It was easier with the laptop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I want to forget to do that tomorrow because I can put it on the end of this table down here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Guess she kind of gave up for right now, huh?
Yeah.
Sleeping's good. That's nothing but a hound dog. You're crying all the time. Oh. All right. What are you two working on today? Hey, Joyce. Welcome, welcome. Nikolaj is working on his corner garage. Yep. And I am making scrappy blocks. And I'll show you some I've already made. I'm taking string blocks and creating blocks out of them. So this is the first set. Now those 4 blocks have not been sewn together. Let me pull them apart so you can see that. Anyway, there's 2 pinwheels and 2 4 patches so far. Katie, I think I'm going to get off and go to bed. I really feel like, I hope you get to feeling, Lana, and thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed tonight's live. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you haven't. Take care of yourself, Lana.
Take care of yourself, Lana.
All right. Now let me get these doggy ears off these triangles. What did I just do with my... Yeah, what did I just do with it? Oh, there it is. Windows again? Do you not like the windows?
Oh, yeah, I like them all right. They're easy to make.
Andrea says, sorry, I got called away. We are fighting. We are still fighting to try to get the money back that was stolen from... Oh, my gosh. I can't even imagine that happening to us. It would freak me out. someone stole money from her debit card.
Oh, hope we get them back.
I hope you get it back too, because that really sucks. Joyce, did you see the the blocks I showed just a minute ago? I'm looking forward to sewing with Shonda tomorrow night. It has been so long since me and her have sewed together. I think these blocks are going to look different with this darker background. It's going to prove to be an interesting quilt top when we get it up, when we have enough blocks to make something. Okay. Let's sew these 4 patches together first. Then we will discuss whether to make pinwheels or hourglasses out of these other ones. Thinking I want to make these since these are dark, make hourglasses out of them, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. We shall see after I've had some time to think about it. All right, let's turn you around. Let's see what I can get. Nope, I don't want to do it like that. But I do want to, wow, that's a really big center. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Let's put you up here. And then we'll put you like this. Okay. Cindy Surratt, Judy, thank you for coming to my live tonight. Yes, I did. I really liked him. I've never done Scrappy. Yeah, this is Scrappy night. I'll be doing Scrappy blocks once a week until I've used as much of my scrap block or scraps that I have. Or it may end up I have more scraps. I don't know. We'll see. But at some point, I'm hoping to have enough blocks to turn it into something. Oh, look who's awake. She has been patient tonight.
The patient is wearing thin.
Yep, she's thinking with her Bellly and her brain. I need something, Mama. I need sustenance. Are you guys enjoying tonight's live? Or am I a little too slow tonight?
Or someone working at the same time while you were at lab.
Well, I haven't exactly looked.
In the background,
Yeah. I wish we had music, but we're not allowed to use music. I'm going to run also and make dinner. See you around the chat. Okay, Joy T, thank you for coming. Frank says scraps are great and cheap practice. Yes, they are. How long have we been online now?
Probably not. Girl.
We've been on 2.5 hours. It's time to stop.
Yep.
Okay, so we are going to pick up where I left off with this, okay, on the next week. But I'll have some more to work with too. Maybe we'll I need to make some more string blocks for one thing, but I also thought I would make some crumb blocks, and we could do the crumb blocks together if you're interested. And then we can also take those crumb blocks and do the same thing I'm doing with these. We'll turn them into blocks. You're fine. I like scrappy blocks, June Henson said. Thank you. Hey, Terry. Good to see you. Tomorrow night, I just want to remind you about tomorrow night and Saturday night while I'm pinning this 4-patch. Tomorrow night will be, I will be sewing with Shonda. And we are going to, hang on a minute. And we will be working on, oh, guess what I'll be wait. We will be working on the 1,000 block tutorial tomorrow night. So after the live and I've eaten and got the dog fed, I'll figure out which block we're going to work on. So I will notify you in the community tab and over on the GQ Facebook group about which block I chose to do the tutorial on. If I could find the free block, or if I can find that block online for free as a pattern, I will make sure you have it so that you can make the block. If not, like I said, I won't be able to share the measurements, but I can share the tutorial by doing the block so you can watch me make the block. And I'll be making blocks out of that book for a while because I intend on making more than one quilt out of it probably. Because I want to, I just want to practice this is my goal. Learn how to do good, learn how to be a good teacher with tutorials, number one. Number two, I'm hoping my skill sets will improve as I go along. And three, I have all of y'all for input. So you guys get to learn along with me. And I think that's more fun. So that's tomorrow, which is Friday. And then Saturday, it's going to be me and Jess doing the modern quilt called Magnolia. And let me show you, for those who just came in, what it's starting to look like. Uh-oh. I thought I knocked that off. Hang on a minute. And as you can see, I'm using yellow and red. So this is the actual one block, okay? And then there's this with the yellow. And as I mentioned before, I was testing y'all with a poll about whether to use this one. And everyone has voted on the one with the gold specks in it. But I have enough yardage of that blue there that I may end up making two, or maybe I'll make take these and do two of these in the yellow and two of them in the red, and make a small mini quilt that I can play with for hand quilting, because I'm doing a collaboration with Sherry, and Sherry's got a pattern for us to make that I'll be making. But I can also make a mini quilt with this, where I can also practice on the side when I'm not learning with class. But that's what that modern Magnolia quilt is starting out with. So we have that for Saturday. So yeah. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. Do you want to say anything back? Do you want to show them anything else before we go?
No.
Not enough?
I am about to be done because that's floor.
But you still have the roof?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, come say goodbye then.
Right.
And we'll see them tomorrow night.
Yeah, girl. Whoa.
Pen?
Yep,
Yeah, dropped it on the floor.
All right, well, thank you for coming tonight, and see you tomorrow night.
Yep. Thank you everyone for coming to the live tonight. Have a great night. Make sure to live, laugh, love, dream. What do you do with that? You make something. Thank you. See you on the next live. Good night. keyboard's in the way. Trying to get up here and I can't get the mouse to cooperate.